And all of a sudden, there's nobody here at the airplane. We can get a little bit of some filming done without other people making noise. And you can get right under this airplane at the Hill Air Force Base Museum. You get very close to it. It's really something. It looks so original. These all look like 1/8 rivets, round heads sticking out. Oh, here's the crew hatch. This is how they get in. A little ladder drops down. I believe this is the transponder. And in the 40s, that did the friend or foe signals. Well, you can get right into the bomb bay here. Electrical boxes were made of wood. Really neat. You can see how the bomb bay doors work. There must be a screw jack inside that thing up there. Very cool. These look like 3/16 rivets. And you got some nylock nut bolts coming through the bottom there. Look like 1/4 inch. Ooh, look at that little motor sitting there. What does that do? What does that little motor do? It runs that shaft, and the shaft goes back this way. Oh, it runs the gear doors. Oh, so that's not a motor, that's just a changing the angle of it somehow. That's a little gearbox. And there's the flight controls. There's the pulleys right there. You see the cables at the bottom below the electrical. And I wonder if that's steel all like that, framing this thing together. Wouldn't surprise me. Looking at the fuselage skins up there, the ribs are so close together, they're only like 5 inches apart. With electrical umbilicals going everywhere. Oh, there's a little rope here and I can't go any further back, but they've got the ball turret open, but you can't get under it. So, I think this airplane has had some repair. Like these skins are just too clean. They're too unscratched or dented. So I suspect a lot of skins were replaced on this airplane when it came into museum service. Like there's no dents on it at all. Very flat. Good look at the engines. The exhaust all gets collected and comes back to a big turbocharger. Turbo supercharger, something cool. Almost looks like it's got a wastegate and some weird control back here. Wonder if there's a bypass or something. More venting. So now you come out here onto the wing skins and you can see how they're a little rippled, little dents here and there. They look original. Big wing. And interesting, the aileron there, fabric covered. See how it's fabric covering? That's pretty cool. And then back here, the flap, made of metal. Big long flap. These little red things, I suspect, were not painted red back in the day, but I suspect those are fuel vents, venting the fuel tanks. And then each fuel tank would have one. There's a big one there, little tank way out there. You got your little tiny ones. Nice plane. And here's the side of the ball turret. And look at how the dude was sitting in it. Wow. And at 35,000 feet, it was really cold in there. Really, really cold. This is in a little antenna back here. Another door to get in. So this aircraft was a tail dragger. It didn't sit like this on the ground. This tail wheel here was on the ground. So this door was, the bottom of this door was probably only 2 feet off the ground or so. Got a bunch of names on the side of it here for one full crew. The rudder is fabric covered as well. The trim tab on that rudder looks ginormous. Just huge. I wonder if that's an oil tank. Big tank in there. See if I can look at the other side. Great, look at the brakes. And one thing that's going on here is that shaft goes up and down, but there's no nitrogen in it right now. Those would spread apart a little bit, but she's obviously got no nitrogen pressure. Ooh, that looks fantastic. This B-17 is serial number 44-83663. It's a model B17G-90-DL Flying Fortress. Construction number was 32304, and after the war it was put into civilian registration and it carried the number November 47780. This aircraft was delivered to Fort Brasilia as B-17-5400. In May of 1951, it was delivered to the U.S. Air Force Museum at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. Really great plaque here. Nice picture on it as well. Entering production in 1937, Boeing designated the B-17 Flying Fortress to penetrate deep into enemy territory. During World War II, the Flying Fortress gained notoriety for its ability to incur damage and remain in flight. Its impact on the enemy also proved the effectiveness of strategic bombardment, which many were skeptical about before World War II. Later, in 1943, the B-17G model entered service and became the most produced variant of the B-17, with over 8,680 built. Wow. G models were defined by their weapon and equipment improvements and were best known for the strategic bombing of German industrial targets during World War II. Hill Air Force Base has strong connections to the B-17. During World War II, Hill Field performed depot repair and maintenance on this airframe, as well as supported the training of B-17 crews at Wendover Field, Utah, which is just to the west of here, straight west, about an hour and a half drive. After the war, Hill was responsible for storing B-17s while not in use. During the onset of the Korean War, the Ogden Air Depot converted B-17s to the F-9
B17 photo reconnaissance variant. Very cool. This aircraft weighs 36,135 pounds empty, with a maximum takeoff weight of 65,500 pounds. 4 Wright Cyclone R1820 radial engines making 1,200 horsepower each. This aircraft cruised at 180 miles per hour and could do a top speed of 300 if it was empty and you took most of the guns off it. Had a range of 2,000 miles, a ceiling of 35,000 feet, and this one has 13 50 caliber machine guns on board. Could also carry 6,000 pounds of bombs.
Nice shot of the P-51 sitting underneath the B-17 with the US Air Force buzz bomb.